The Greate Gatsby is a book by F. Scott Fitzgerald. The story follows a cast of characters living in the town of West End, Long Island, New York, during the height of the Roaring Twenties. Some of the important themes that the main characters have to deal with is love, deception, resistance to change, social upheaval, and excess. Considered one of the greatest novels of all times, The Greate Gatsby was also turned into a full-length feature film in 2013, featuring Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire. In the novel The Greate Gatsby, Nick Carraway is a young man from Minnesota who moves to New York during the Roaring Twenties. He rents a house in a rich section of Long Island that is engulfed with new money, materialistic obsessions, and throwing lavish parties called West Egg. While Nick lives amongst these large mansions and self-obsessed people, he himself is not, as the Yale graduate lives in a modest cottage hidden amongst the trees. One day, Nick goes to visit his cousin living in East Egg, a site no more for wealth and old money compared to West Egg. During his visit, it is brought to his attention that the man responsible for the most lavish of parties in West Egg is his own neighbor, a Mr. Gatsby. One day, Nick is surprised by a knock on his door. When he opens, he is greeted by a letter signed by Mr. Gatsby himself. The letter is a personal invite to Gatsby's next party. While there, he notices that he's the only one who has actually received the invite, and no one has ever actually seen or knows anything about Mr. Gatsby. Finally, Gatsby reveals himself to Nick and asks him to join him for lunch the next day, to which Nick obliges. On the way to lunch, Mr. Gatsby begins to tell Nick all the things that he's accomplished in his short life. It is difficult to believe these, but at the same time, Mr. Gatsby tells him with such detail that Nick cannot help but believe them. After weeks of burning Nick up with parties, food, and conversations, Gatsby comes clean and explains that he needs a favor from Nick. What does Gatsby want from Nick? Does Nick help him? Who is Gatsby and what is his real background? All these things and more will be explained to you as you read the F. Scott Fitzgerald classic, The Greate Gatsby.